I'm Hiba. Today we are interviewing Khadija Ben Ali. She's a living youth. Introduce yourself, please.
My name is Khadija Ali. I'm a freelance journalist. I wrote for the Tripoli Post before the revolution, and when the revolution started, I started doing journalism and humanitarian aid work.
Can you talk about what have you done in this revolution, about everything, and how did you connect with people?
Okay, when the Egyptian revolution happened, the first thing I did was I set up a Twitter account, so I started tweeting everything that happened. And then when the Libyan revolution started, as soon as the marches began towards Maidan Shuhada, the first thing I did was I started speaking to different news channels. At first I started with reports, like I sent a report to CNN, to the BBC, to CTV, and like to every news station, even Al Jazeera. And I got responses from some, so I started emailing them like at a daily basis, telling them basically like what happened in Tripoli, things that didn't make it to the news. And then after that, on the 25th, I believe, or the 20th, I'm not sure right now, but when they marched from Tajura to Maidan al-Shuhada, I actually spoke to them on Skype, and I told them exactly what was happening. I told them how they went down the road and how...
And you were in Libya?
I was in Tripoli.
Okay.
I was in Tripoli the whole time. So I spoke from there, and then I continued doing my journalism until the internet was cut off, and then I couldn't risk speaking by phone, so I had to put my journalism to a pause, and I started just like following the news, and I kept a journal all along so that later I could refer to it. So I worked on, like, I made sure everything was recorded, everything that happened over the last 6 months. And then finally when Tripoli was liberated, I had like every single news channel on speed dial. And I immediately like spoke to them, and I'm like, I'm a journalist, I'm ready to speak to you, I can tell you what's happening. I live in Ghurabat Subushaman, which was like the first area liberated in Tripoli. So I could speak right away, I didn't have any trouble or anything. So I spoke to them, and I started doing interviews like on a daily basis of like what happened and what like problems were, and
who was the one who telling you everything that is happening here?
Well, my brother and my dad were with the Duwad in the neighborhood, so like the whole day they go out and stay with them. And like the neighbors and the mosque right by my house in Ghurabat, it has a PA system. And every time something happens, even when they caught Saif al-Islam, when they said they caught him, they announced it on the PA system. So like we knew before everyone. Like an hour before or 2 hours before Al Jazeera announced it, we knew. So I was able to do it like right away, and I was able to tweet everything right away. As soon as the internet was back,
why did you talk to the CNN and BBC? Why didn't you talk to BBC or something?
Oh, because like my first language is English. My first language is English, so I spoke to English news channels. And also another reason would be like a secondary reason is the Western media is more responsive to citizen journalism than Arabic news channels. Arabic news channels have they're more concerned with credibility and who they're speaking to. They don't give you more of a chance. So that's why I spoke to Western media.
What was the difficulties that you had when you were in the time that you were talking to the CNN and the BBC and everything? Did you like thought of getting caught or something?
Well, in the beginning of the revolution, when I was speaking, I told you I was emailing at first. Before I started emailing, I used like security programs, different things to ensure that I couldn't be tracked down. So I did take precautions. And then when they made it to Maidan al-Shuhada, I went to my parents and I said, there's no way I'm not going to tell the media about this, I have to know. So I went on Skype. I didn't have a Skype account. I made a Skype account for the revolution. So I made a Skype account, and I emailed the different like news sites. They were just waiting. They were just waiting for somebody to say, I'll speak up in Tripoli. So I told them I'll speak. So I spoke to them.
How about the medicine thing that you have just told me, that you ordered some medicine to Libya from Tunisia and you didn't get it. You gave them the money but you didn't get the medicine.
Oh, and that's the organization that I just joined. Like when, I'll tell you like basically.
Can you tell me about the...
So like when Tripoli was liberated, I went to the mosque beside my house for Jumu'ah prayer, and a lady got up and she's like, let's have a meeting. So we had a meeting, and they decided to start a project where they make like vape sweets for the Tuwad. So we started working on that. Like we go every day to this one house that somebody donated for us, and we made sweets, and then like parade we sent them to the Tuwad. And then like the same organization let us start other activities. So we made a party for the children, you know, just to change everything because it's all war and everything, and we want to get them away from it. And then a friend of my dad, his daughter, which you were speaking to earlier, Hajj Virasi, She has an organization. It's it's called I forget the name, but it's basically like medical students, and they have an organization together, and it's a foundation where they raise money for people in need. So I joined that organization. I've worked with them. This is the third project I've worked with them on today here in Masjid Haida. So at the same time, I've been speaking to Libyans abroad, and we're working on another project. We want to develop a database so that if you want to help, you can help, and you know who to reach. So basically, like we've spoken to a few people, different hospitals, different doctors, and we've asked them to give us a list of like the person, their phone number, their location, and what exactly they need. If it like means surgery, if it means medication, if it means like just basic things, even like soap and shampoo and towels and clothes. So like we're developing a database so that the Libyans abroad, like when you want to help, there's like a website you can go to, or a page you can go to, and it says like the person's name and where they are, so you can reach them directly.
Yeah.
And we don't have this issue of an organization did or didn't do something. So it's basically like right now we're focusing on humanitarian aid, and I'm also trying my best to help journalists in Tripoli get the right message out to the rest of the world.
Okay, if someone wants to enjoying the organization that you're in and want to get to connect you, how can he talk to you or something?
Well, basically, it's not an organization yet. It's just an effort to get everybody together to coordinate humanitarian aid. We have a Facebook group. It's called February 17th Aid, FEB.17 and we also have a Twitter account which is called February 17th Aid, and they can like message us on Facebook or on Twitter, and they can reach me directly.
It was like very nice having you in here. We're really glad that there's living girls who's just like that.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
You're welcome. This was Khadija bin Ali. She was like the best girl I've ever met in Libya, and thank you very much.